What's going on, beloveds? Yo, just waiting for some more people to come in. The lighting, right? I know I'm not putting that circle light up because it messes with my... I was sun gazing today, and just for a few minutes. And, I refuse to, I refuse to stand out there gazing at a sky that's been corrupted. So how's everybody doing today? Head itches a little bit. I actually took a shower. It's not the soap. Anyway. Oh, man. I think yesterday I utilized 2 or 3 too many natural sources that I shouldn't have taken 2 with what I was taking. Yet the weakening of the artery and the heart walls is a thing that's going on right now, and I believe genetically it is in the air and in certain foods, because what most people aren't aware of is this bastard puppet, the face, not the person that created it. Bill Gates started purchasing a lot of land in 2020 and 21, and I forget how many acreages it says that he has, but it's over 263,000 acres. He is not a cultivator. He is not a farmer, grotesquely. And even the Chinese, he's been growing a lot of GMO soy, corn, taking over it. This being the face for the government, the politicians, and big pharma, and you know the end of it. You know those things, right? But are y'all aware that the majority of the onions you purchased today have been tampered with by him? I know everybody hears about peel, right? There's going to be, and the USDA, there's a battle right now going on with these bastards. But these mother suckers are part of the all thing. And he's also behind, which is not in America, but it's in Mexico. Go figure, right? The chemicals, the people that, what was the name of that stuff? Oh my goodness. The pest control and all that crap that they're still putting in the food. Why is we buying produce from Mexico when the majority of it used to come from here in Brazil and likewise? See, when you have an ignorant population who are hell-bent not on just identity crisis, but living this so-called fake nuclear existence, and because so many individuals are now 7 figures, the perversion has gotten deep. we're in exile on our own land, and these idiots are still wanting to push out of Africa Moorish nonsense and all the other stuff. You got to remember that the original Moors aren't Moors. They were from here, and they went all around the globe, establishing and setting up things, working with other individuals, whether you want to call them giant humans or whatever. It doesn't matter. The labels or the names. But I wanted to read something here. A lot of people aren't aware. Well, a lot of people are becoming aware that Napoleon was very melanated. Was he the first part of losing an identity, or was he the offspring of a fake system of free education? Because Zionism would allude to that he was attempting to establish that by way from France. They state. Now, I don't know how truthful it is. To me, it doesn't matter. But when we're going to talk about something, we must be able to circle the wagon of information. First, we know that Herzl, Theodore Herzl, pushed it. You know, he was what do you call it? He was from, God dog it. Where was Theodore Herzl from, people? Austrian, they call him an Austrian Jew or something like that, right? I just know that he looked like a mixture, even Arabic, but not, you know, we're not going to go into that because there's a lot of Arabs who I respect and have love for. As far as the narrative, we all know that the original Arabs were dark as midnight almost. But regardless of that, no disrespect, there's a lot of wonderful Arabic women, and there's a lot of, there's some pretty decent Arabic men who I've met in my travels in life. Yet, Zionism in its own self, based out of the Torah, to which Judaism, which has nothing to do with us, and then everything to do with us. Let's see what what they say Zion means. Let's pull that up, okay? I just want to get through some of the fog that we're in, and we're going to use their narrative, even though some of us are more aware. Zion is a specific historically important location. The name refers to both a hill in the city of Jerusalem and to the city itself, but it's also used in a general way to mean holy place or kingdom of heaven. The root of Zion is the Hebrew Sion. And while you know, a brother was the one that created the Sion vehicle, right? The square box with the loop window. Anyway, the word holds a special importance in the Jewish faith. First of all, we were never meant to own anything. How could we have established Tartary, been the Republic, created the Constitution and everything else, knowing what was going to happen? See, they want to lean on the fact that nobody knows this. They want to lean on the fact that they can kill any and everything that knows this relevant fact. They want to lean on the ignorance based off of arrogance of certain groups of individuals' existence, while others will still stay quiet, not the ones who are meant to say something, because they know their purpose in time. A lot of them believe they're going to have to fight, and some believe they're going to have to do something else. Anyway, whatever that is. Yet, let's see what these individuals are stating, because you got to remember, the wall they pray at is a Roman wall, a Welling wall. That is not what it is. It's a wall from Tartary. You know, it's funny how all of a sudden we have all these mosques and churches to what, like the cathedrals. Those are not churches. And the word church, let's look up that word first. what they express. Church. Isn't that supposed to mean the temple, which is the body? I'm just saying, y'all. I mean, it boggles. it's troublesome to know people aren't really aware of this stuff. A building used for public Christian worship. They came to church with me. That's the sentence. What is the full meaning? They say a building for public worship and especially Christian worship. Then why does Jesus say pray outside? And they've used it as a weapon. And again, if Japhet begat Gomer, I used to say a female because of the gay thing, but Gomer was a dude who begat Ashkenaz, Riphat, and all of his relatives, right? And Ham was the progenitor of the dark races, yet not the Negro. But they wanted to exclude the fact that we were of Shem. What does Shem really mean? But regardless of that, y'all can look into that later and see what y'all come across. They, at the very end of it, as I expressed yesterday, they are the Gentiles, supposedly. Who and what so-called religion would want to push people, and it's in the Torah too now, to do what they're doing without knowing the truth? See, this is why I say Zionists, the heads are atheists, because they know that it's all scripted bullshit. They know who we are. Excuse my language. And people just won't come to the reality that regardless of our bloodline being in a lot of these individuals, their ignorance supersedes any rationale of that. We found Europe. We found it. We founded Georgia. We founded all that. And it's hard for them to conceive or conceptualize it because they exist in their fictional world. In order to establish a new world order, you must first do away with the old world order. It's important to do away with our existence because they have taken the cloak with a dagger, the cloak and dagger, and they have hid amongst the ignorant because they can manipulate them. It's bigger than that, but this will be hidden from them. And if they do choose to look, they will look with eyes of absurdity. Now, there are those who know, and they are aware of the awakening, not the quickening, not this nonsense that the feds have been pushing with idiots for a few grand, whether it be 10,000 or 100,000, big players and little players with false promises. So what does church literally mean? This is their explanation. The word translated church in the English Bible is ecclesia. The word is the Greek, always going back to Greek, nothing prior, when Greek is all a phonetic phenom that's based off of a made-up narrative, when it was everywhere, just like everything else. We were all together. Was it a family? Who? I'm not here to go through all that. Anyway, Greek words kaleo, to call, with the prefix ek, out, as in ek, out, as in out, ek, okay? Thus the word means the called out ones. We have been called out like a mother. Anyway, however, the English word church does not come from ecclesia, but from the word kurikan, which means dedicated to the Lord. To the Lord, what Lord? Dedicated to each other. Didn't they say, for where we gather, God is there? Aren't we supposed to be the hosts and the lords of hosts, the hosts? Aren't we, isn't it us looking from the inside out instead of from the outside in? Instead of us building and lifting one another up because of tyranny and terror? This is why it is so important to have more clarity. Now, it's bigger and it's more non-deceptive than the collusion of the idiosyncrasies and hypocrisy everybody's dealing with. They are warlike. What have we been dealing with, and who's been behind it? And what is the purpose of war? What is the purpose of war? They have this dire love for it. Warlike. When you realize that you are war, now you'll see why they're genetically, why That's why these motherfuckers think they're gonna take my blood. I told them no, I'm coming for this appointment. We had to reschedule because I wasn't driving it. That if Ronald and London was here, I'd have been like, let's ride. Y'all driving, because I couldn't. There's no way in the world I could have drove. They're gonna see what war is, but they're doing their damnedest to keep war from sprouting. But they have so many ignorant ass pale skins and Spaniards who are committing the most atrocity against our brothers and some pale skins. That it's based upon their idiosyncrasies, their stupidity. And then, even with the fact that so many of them are committing suicide, and this is through the plane, you would think that they would back up. And this is how they're trying to downplay it, because they don't realize it's going to touch them. It's just a matter of time. They're basing it on war. War veterans. That is bull. There are people who are doing stuff and they're realizing I shouldn't have done it. And the first thing, take my life. That's what they're doing. I can't go any further than that because then I would explain away something. They think it's a game to come and look and then to run. I don't even care about whether they're looking or not. I never did. Because that's on them. Oh, they had a choice. But you see, when you're working with things outside of what you have knowledge in, you feel powerful. You feel enamored to continue. Their worst mistake. Let's get into a little history from Wikipedia. Wikipedia. They're trying to, that little young Jew, that little fake Ashkenazi trying to sell this now, right? As an organized nationalist movement, Zionism is generally considered to have been founded by Theodor Herzl in 1897. He never will live to see it because, that was 1948 with the Belfort Agreement, bull crap. And when Hindustan became India, and you got to remember before that, right before, I always say around the 16, but 17, these made up 16, 1700s is when Japan and China actually became Japan and China. Okay, because they had to conquer those lands as well. Began early and is intertwined with Jewish history. What is Jewish history? Fake ass Jewish history. We already read 13 Tribes. And I have 2 other books I've shared though. Okay, Facts are Facts, right? That book, right? Anyway, the leaders, 12 tribes of Israel, ancient history, right? I'm not going to get into the religion, the history of religion, because it's about 8 to 13. We're not going to cross that bridge right now. Y'all don't want to pay that toll, trust me. Jewish history is the history of the Jews, right? First, let's see who are the Jews. The Jews. Jew redirects here, right, for the word, okay? So they want to allude that Jews in Hebrew and their fake Yiddish made-up language, all right, Yehudim, Israeli pronunciation Yehudim, fake, are Jewish people or an ethno-religious group. What is ethno-religious? We're going to come back. What's the ethno-religious group? An ethno-religious group or an ethno-religious group is a grouping of people who are unified by a common religious and ethnic background. They're not the damn people. We're not going to get too deep into it. And nation, who originates from the ancient Hebrews by way of what? Well, they always talk about King Bulan, right? A very disruptive individual. Now we know there's a fake black spot whitewash narrative of King Bulan and the wars he was making with some people who were not Christians or Muslims, because that didn't even exist then. Yet we always war. And the first thing was to pull into an order where we were the number everywhere, but we have no control over the earth because we belong here. We established that relationship. Anyway, they originate from the ancient Hebrews. They are not, okay? and Israelites. Well, Hebrew is what? They want you to believe it's a people. It's language. Hebrew, Hebraic, Aramaic. It's a language. It's not a people. And Israelites. I guess they get that off of Ishmael. I don't know. I don't care. And whose traditional religion is Judaism. Judaism. Jewish ethnicity, religion, and community are highly interrelated, as Judaism is an ethnic religion. Although not all ethnic Jews practice it. Ethnic Jews. Despite this, religious Jews regard individuals who have formally converted to Judaism as part of the community. And that's the majority, like 90%. Anyway, over 90, okay? Because you don't see the faces of the real controllers, right? The Jews trace their origins to the Israelites, a people that emerged from within the Canaanite population. Okay, I take real seriousness to this perversion of Canaan. Okay. All right. This because like other people of the ancient Near East, Canaanite religious beliefs were polytheistic, with families typically focusing on veneration of the dead in the form of household gods and goddesses, the Elohim, while acknowledging the existence of other deities such as Baal and El, Ma'at, Kosh, Asherah, and Astarte. Right? Oh my goodness. When you go back to look at the Canaanite gods, they all look like Negroes, excuse me. Now you can go and pull them up yourself. They all look like Negroes. I don't give a damn what anybody say. All right. When you look at the god and goddesses of Canaan, right? One of them is you look at God El. Okay. Nothing but a Negro. Don't look like no goddamn Mongol or Ashkenaz. What was one of the other ones they had? But that's one of the big ones. In Hindu, you know, they play around with the Megatron, the thing that's like male, female, whatever. It's supposed to have written, you know, who was once who. Who was Megatron once supposed to be? The one that went up on the chariot. He became Megatron, whatever the frick, right? I'm just saying. Do the research. It's funny how they've created this narrative and put it on people to force them for their convenience. And yet here they are, if they were so perfect and religious, this fake Goyim narrative and all that. And we know in the Torah and the Bible and all that who begat who and that they were Gentiles. But they always want to say we don't exist. It's like the first wars on our people here were with the Pequot and a few other clans and tribes. And the swindling. Now, did it happen by melanated? Well, I keep telling you the Revolutionary War by its inception is a lie. The way they have laid it out, because come to find out, Walt Disney, Six Flags, all that's the crown of England. People paying taxes, so where is the taxations without representation that we fought for? Where is the truth in it all? They have lied for so long to make these paleskins, who they majority, other than the ones in 1920 and 40, were rearing on this soil, who actually some chose outside because we taught them. In Cabbage Patch, they were quickly reared up. Cabbage Patch children and orphans. Even some of our people from the war who were stolen away. You know, they're very good at stealing children. You can't make this stuff up, people. Why is it that people have such a hard time? I was listening to Oral Roberts talking about standing with Israel. I was like, if you don't get your goofy, worthless Ashkenazi behind out of here, you know what I'm saying? You know, NBC, whatever that thing is, NCB, whatever that religious super church thing, right? And I keep hearing this. Is like, what Bible has he read? What is, see? And yet there's all kind of people listening to this idiot because it's an occult. Listen to me again. Religions are occults. There's no God they seek, no betterment of serve. Even though I have more respect for Muslims than if I was to choose a religion, it would be Islam, without a doubt. The hypocrisy and the stench of these individuals who don't read for nothing, and then the ones do, they always go to something they want to fit their narrative for their locale of understanding and their basic, below basic IQ. Let's go back. Yes, but that's right. You heard it. You can search it out. Okay? I mean, even the Hindu gods are part of that. That's why I said they don't even know. They know at least up to 10% of that so-called Hindu religion. It don't matter what anybody's saying, what goofy rap, smooth-talking guru is sitting there running their mouth, and you know there's a bunch of them. Okay? Let's go back. I mean, come on, guys. We got to do better, right? So, anywho, Zion is a specific historically important location, right? The holy place, our kingdom of heaven. Isn't heaven supposed to be an abode inside you that it emanates outward? But they want you to see this place of existence that's supposed to come down. Well, yeah, flooding, destroying the lands, changing the whole the scenic routes and changing the whole scene, and then establishing what they consider. You know, y'all ever seen the movie Logan's Run? These people want to sit back and do whatever it is they want to do. Have all the so-called science and everything to live as long as possible. Take your organs at a will with the great-grandchildren and treat you just like how they see you. Cattle. Okay? It's amazing these cats won't get it together and realize this. Anyway, in the following millennia, Jewish diaspora communities coalesced into three major ethnic subdivisions, according to where their ancestors settled. The Ashkenazim, initially in Western Europe, the Sephardim, initially in the Iberian Peninsula, and the Mizraim in the Middle East and North Africa. Prior to World War II, the global Jewish population reached a peak of 16.7 million, representing around 0.7% of the world's population at that time. During World War II, you see what they're going, how far back they're going? That's about it. During World War II, approximately 6 million Jews throughout Europe were systematically murdered by Nazi Germany lies during the Holocaust. We know that the majority of people murdered were actually Shemitic origin, whether they were considered gypsies. Because see, nomadic people you call gypsies, no matter how they look, because our people look different ways. Don't get it twisted with all these pro-black motherfuckers and these, forget about the hypocrisy of these idiots, okay? I can't stand. I wish one of them was sitting down. I was talking to that monkey. He tried to slick and fast talk. I'd probably go up in his, he probably have dentures on. Anyway. Anyway, so was systematically murdered by Nazi Germany during the Holocaust. Since then, the population has slowly risen again, and as of 2021 was estimated to be at 15.2 to 19.9 million by the Berman Jewish Database, comprising less than 0.2% of the total world population. Do you know why people subjugate themselves during war? Like, look over in Angola and all them places over in Africa where these goofy Russian mother suckers and Dutch and all these special forces monkeys go, because you got to remember that they're being divided by their so-called leaders to fight one another, because as you see, the Pope and them, they love the fact of what they're doing. They're kissing their feet, they're shaking their hands. The women are dressed up and looking like a damn roller coaster ride all over them. They have no respect for their so-called people, citizens or brothers or sisters that they so staunchly talk for. All right. Idi Amin did the greatest thing. He was no cannibal when he got rid of them because he knew the lies were going on. And what they do? They got rid of him. You saw what they did to certain other individuals by imprisoning them, this, that, and the other, and brainwashing them so that they would collude with them, even though they were smart enough to still say some things. They were still part of the circle, especially when they got their little thing around their neck saying, you're going to go to the new lands and whatever. You're not actually going to die, but we're going to fake kill you off. See, everybody wants to believe in their acts. I mean, the lies are beyond compatible. You don't even have it in you to lie as such, because you're not nurtured to do so. You are ignorantly capable because of your circumstance, and you choose not to have the righteous heart. So right now they're destroying all y'all's hearts anyway. You just don't know it. Some of you just haven't felt it yet. They're making your heart walls weak. I know, I can feel it. I know what they're doing. I've seen it in my dreams. Okay. And the problem is, there are those that's not going to have no effect on them. They don't have TVs and cell phones and all that. Maybe a burner cell phone or something. There ain't no training in the world that could prepare anybody for these individuals. That's all I can say about that, because that's about something I know about that. I'm not allowed to know a lot. Oh, man. I'd just like to see y'all get it together. I was going to read, but I'm not going to stay on that long. I'm still feeling under. I want to read very bad. I was actually reading. I had to close the book just to do some deep breathing and everything like that. And like I said, you know, it is what it is. That's why I say you've got to be better here. We're powerful. You are more powerful than you can even imagine. And I'm not gonna tire of saying that. I mean, seriously. You haven't even tapped into it, because if you did, things would start changing right away. You are not doing anything to tap into your true power. Some of you are still stuck because you've been doing the same thing. It's like you feel like, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. That is effeminate in the men, and in the women, they're actually pushing forward and doing more than the men. I'm not sad to say that, but this is a fact. And they're coming around. Now, many melanated men are marrying Vietnamese, Taiwanese, Arab women, because the sisters here got stuck up into the Zionist ideology of feminism, the segregation and deprivation on the bag, and capping. What man wants a woman who has slept with 100 men? And, you know, then they get to a point where they feel like they have to lie in order to cinch the good one or be richer than, which is phonetically stupid, because the dollar's worthless and it's an illusion. A good woman will get with a good man and stand by that man and have sisters there, because they know that they have to rebuild. You see what I'm saying? People have a hard time dealing with that. Heaven. What is the word heaven? Let me read this and then we'll look into that, okay? Because I get tired of stupids. You know, there's so many. But it's good too, because they have to deal with the outcome of that. You know, I'm not into that fire and brimstone bullshit. I am into the reality that there's a place that is more darker than you can even imagine. And religion cannot convey it. They can give you pain and suffrage and fear. They cannot express to you how deep the abode is. I can't explain to you, like being in a room bigger than your mind can imagine by yourself, and everybody is shoulder to shoulder, and you cannot see, hear, feel, and you are allowed to have the state of mind you're in while seeing all the promises that were guaranteed to everyone. I can't explain it no more than that. And if that ain't enough to make somebody, because everybody thinks they really know, you know what I'm saying? They really believe it. We still have nincompoops believing they're looking at shooting stars. They believe that there's planets and everything is... They have done their job so well. And I say job because it's been a slow process and they've stuck to it, while everybody else has been flagrant in their hypocrisy and idiosyncrasies. Let's go ahead. Okay. Do we want to get into Sephardim? We already broke down what a Sephardic and a crypto Jew is. You're very fake. You're, I don't like the word hybrid, but you're of Ashkenaz descent because they have eradicated your history. So you really don't know who you are except for the narrative they painted or they wrote on their walls and stuck in crevices. You ain't got to believe me. And to keep you there, it's like some Harry Houdini, like fake magic shit. No, seriously. All right. Let's read this right here. Check this out. Excuse my language again. I should be more coy so the children can hear this. The children are very important. Okay. So anyway, Nazi Germany during the Holocaust, since the population, blah, 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 and we know where to get to. We got to this, was estimated to be at, as of 2021, estimated to be at 15.2 million to 19.9 million by the Berman Jewish Data Bank. Now, comprising less than 0.2% of the total world population, and there's notes to that, and we're not going to get into that. Today, over 85% of Jews live in Israel or the United States. This is the old world. Y'all saw Westside. I proposed something. He looked it up and saw it. Before they made Palestine, they were looking at Uganda and America. They said, there ain't nowhere in the world we're going to make, because that would we'd have knew sooner if they'd have tried making Israel a state over here, because the building still existed. Now they have changed the topography, and you don't remember it because you weren't around in 1948, and you don't know how to look at pictures right, because there was still a lot of old Republic Tartarian buildings that were none of this new construction that you see today. Well, I grew up when we still had cobblestone and brick roads. Why? Because you know what's in silica is in the cobblestone, and the bricks what's comprised of copper and what? And it's part of what? A natural source of energy. Brick City. I mean, think about it. Come on, guys. Lackawanna Plaza, Lackawanna, based off of who? The indigenous, not no pale skins. We still have pale skins wanting to play Indian. We have Mongolians who refuse to accept their greatness in Siberia, that there were Tartarian buildings over there. They were part of the whole thing. And they were conquered like one of the first people conquered in silence. I read that in Arthur Kessler's 13th Tribe. Because when I met Jinji, you think I forgot his name? I really don't know this guy from Siberia, who laughs at the Native Americans because his family always talked for generations about how many were taken by the Russian Jews, because people have a hard time dealing with Bavaria and all the Tartarian over there when they killed the last Tsar, Nicholas Tsar V. And if you look at a real good picture of all of them, that's the reason why I have the Ring of Cedars, and I'm going to read it the moment I feel better. I got to. Y'all got to, you got to hear this. They had to get rid of any blood that was still related to the Ab-Khazarian and the original Mongol. Now, these people were brought here young, but all the ones who were part of the narrative, the conquerors. Okay? In the late 1800s. And then it was set upon, because you know you have that fake circus by that fake ass cowboy, right? And it even tells you on the pamphlet, we weren't even allowed to be in the human zoos. But then you go to these dummies in these fake Christian churches. That's why I laugh. And I say, well, okay, well, who is Negro? African. Oh, well, Ham was the progenitor of the dark races in Genesis, but not the Negro. Well, it was very important that they alluded to this fact. So if we're not from Ham, who are these goofballs running around opening their mouths, all emotionally unstable, effeminized first? Huh? And then the Hopi waiting on our return, 1974, I forget the guy's name, telling the story. Y'all know that fake ass chief of the Cherokee Nation said, what was it, about 3 years ago? No, 3 years ago or 3 years ago. Well, yes, there's a lot of very dark melanated people who are called Black and African who are actually real Cherokee. See, the Seminoles never had Mongolians in it. I got a book on the Seminoles, pictures going back 1920, 1910. I don't see one Mongolian there. Who are those motherfuckers over there talking about their Seminole? When you talk about Gula, based on the Geechee River, Gula and Geechee are two different people, but people put them together. Why? Because they had to unite. I got Gula in my family, not Geechee. They're not African. Nothing to do with Africa. That's bullcrap. Only here. See, this is the systemic stupidity because they want to say, what is the place? Nigeria or whatever? Or is it the other one? They forget how many people went over there. They just up and right off the back forget all about all the people who, Marcus Garvey, who failed at his job and died in England at 40-something years old, broke, penniless in a hotel room, put to death because he didn't accomplish the job. And even though Haile Selassie went back to Ethiopia, he broke, locked away in a hotel and 80-something years old because they didn't accomplish their job. And besides, they betrayed the original damn people. Look it up. Well, you know I got books on it. All right, I got the biography, the autobiography. I'm sitting there going, wow, they did them dirty. But nobody wants to hear that. And then, you know, there's real documents on so-called Master Farad. Master because he was a Mason. His thing was to do, just as they were doing with Tartary, reestablishing, rewriting history. He was part of the whitewashing of history and creating and establishing these religions here with these knucklehead, numbnut niggas. Islam, the Hebrew movement, 1939, Harlem, New York. Y'all know the little pedophile. Look like he's from over there. The little original Chinese looking up. You know what I'm talking about, right? And these people are deep in it because they brought people together, which is fine. Even Stokely Carmichael was a damn agent. Prove me he wasn't. Because Black Panthers wanted nothing to do with the African liberation, the PLO movement. They ain't wanting nothing to do with it. They were trying to get them to join to help fight the system. Them niggas was all sellouts. And then here you go. All of a sudden, Stokely Carmichael, he Africa, the black and all that, he became part of the dynamic. You think I'm joking? Y'all don't know nothing, do you? Look at James Brown. I'm black and I'm proud. He felt like he was being a traitor, but because of the turmoil of the time, he got up and performed the song because he found that it was a powerful movement. He knew he was an original Apache. Ain't that a bitch when the frauds call you the fake? You don't say fraud because you hate them. You want them to reestablish their connection to the truth of their existence. When they don't get it. They refuse to get it. Like Pendleton. I'm gonna teach something about that tomorrow. We're gonna break down some stuff. Because I've had enough of all this. Remember I taught you about Timberland, right? They were talking about that's the witch guard tree. I'm like, what peach tree look like? That's a mockery of your ancient giant trees, people. The tree is supposed to be of life and knowledge and everything else. Yet people don't want to hear nothing. You know, we're gonna have these niggas and we're gonna use everything they have. Lord, you just said the main thing because it just popped up. Smile in your face all the time. They want to what? Trading places, smiling in your face. All right, let's get back over here. Hold on. I can go on. Anyway, comprising less than 0.2%. Well, the Berman Jewish Data Bank comprising less than 0.2% of the total world population. Today, over 85% of Jews in Israel live in Israel or the United States. Israel, whose population is 73.9% Jewish, is the only country where Jews comprise more than 2.5% of the population. Jews have significantly influenced and contributed to the development and growth of human progress in many fields, both historically and in modern times, including science and technology. Yes, stealing it the fuck from us, and then making weapons, and philosophy, ethics, literature, governance, business, art, music, comedy, theater. Bullshit. They didn't create country. They didn't create jazz. They didn't create hip hop. They didn't create rock, punk. They didn't create shit. They didn't create the Constitution. They murdered. That's all the fuck they know how to do. Comedy, theater, cinema, architecture, food, medicine. Even us the comedians are telling the truth half the time. Food, medicine, or they're gay and they're off the chain. And religion. Medicine. Yes. petroleum-based shit that fucks you up and cuts your laughing high, inoculations that fuck you up. This ain't fake medicine. I got the fucking documents. I can just pull them up right now and read them. Well, in that drawer right there. Okay? And I studied medicine, so what the fuck? Anyway, check this out. Food, medicine, and religion. As far as Jews wrote the Bible, founded Christianity, and had an indirect but profound influence on Islam. The fucking Vatican. The fake-ass Vatican. And I have Muslims get all upset. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't have feelings or emotions. I don't believe in that shit. I respect the fact of what you say, but a lot of y'all went off the chart too, covering your women's face and all that goofy shit. But you fucking little boys and marrying little 8-year-old, 6-year-old babies and waiting till they get 12 and 16, sick fucks. That's nowhere in the dynamics of the old world history of Tartary. Anyway, let me go on. And had an indirect but profound influence on Islam. In these ways, Jews have also played a significant role in the development of Western culture. So how could they have an influence on Islam and Christianity if they were supposed to be traced and they became Jews because Islam and Christianity was trying to get rid of their ass? Excuse me. Help me out here. Anybody hear what I just said? Break it down. If King Bull and his people... For those who know, you can go back and watch my video where I'm reading Arthur Kessler's 13th Tribe. Now, I'm going to read Facts of Facts and about 6 other books. We're going to get into that, and I'm going to utilize all of those books together to, like quatrains, to break things down. Okay? Now, I can just read them straight through, and you'll be like, how do these motherfuckers let these books come out? The problem is there is no 13th Tribe. It's a lie. They are the dredge. The real dredge of society. They have posted themselves and created crap that should never existed because everything was oral and passed down, generation to generation. They have wrote themselves and created fictional fucking rabbis who are worthless and sick, unsanctified son of the bitches, and everything else as far as trying to govern and run everything. That is not what a true so-called Ishmaelite or our people. That is not what we ever did. Everything was free. We used the natural resources around us. We held them fucks, and they turned around with this fake monkey motherfucker, the Rothschilds, the Vanderbilts, the Vanderbilts, the fucking Rockefeller, all the monkeys, all right? Morgans, all those fake motherfuckers have been doing nothing but creating more pain, turbulence, and death. I'm not into politics. War's stupid, okay? But they can't break free because they're showing who they truly fucking are. Do you think that bitch was able to say that? Our most biggest dangerous is the black youth of America. Well, she knows where they're really fucking from. She didn't say the black youth of Africa or the black youth of fucking Ethiopia or the black youth of fucking... They shouldn't say that. Why? Because the bitch told on herself that, yes, if the brothers and sisters know who the fuck they are here, they'll chill the fuck out with all this blaxploitation bullshit created by the AME fucking worthless sellout goddamn churches, and they will rectify that shit and stand up when they 215s and stop the insidious bullshit. Now, I would like one of you pale skins or you little goofy want to be called trolls, one of you young bucks, get your little 10,000, 5,000, come on and make a statement, say something, so we can block you. I don't have to block you because I give you 2 weeks, maybe even a month. See how you're doing. They're not going to say nothing about what happens to you, but that's on you. Anyway, Jews have also played a significant role in the development of Western culture. Yeah, the lie when this is the East, Asia Superior, the Old Orient, fucking faggots. And also... Western culture, they manipulated and caused more harm. Who do you think Bill Gates is with his old weird ass self? Remember I was telling you which Iron Man was that? Iron Man 2 or 3? Which one was that? Where the old weird motherfucker drinking Budweiser and the sloth who was the terrorist, but he was an actor, had the little prostitutes, and Tony Stark, had to break free, calling his arm and his little parts to come from way over yonder to free himself. And then when they caught the son of a bitch, he was like, oh, sure, I help you. Of course. You know what I'm talking about, right? That's what a Bill Gates is. That's what all these motherfuckers is. You know what I mean? You got the Facebook motherfucker studying Brazilian jiu-jitsu like it's coming, like his ass depends on it. Nobody wants to hear this. You know why? Because they're all right. living and sitting with the lies of history. George Orwell, the Orwellian factor is what I call it, and Mark Twain and a whole slew of other individuals have been telling the truth for no matter how long they've been allowed to live. The curators, who would need to study history after destruction when history was still with the people that they had to kill off to create a new one? The term Jew is derived from Hebrew, Yehudi, originally the term for the people of the Israelite kingdom of Judah. Kingdom of Judah. Isn't the kingdom of Judah supposed to be heaven on earth, right? It's not what people think it is. People in the earth together is what the narrative of heaven is supposed to be. Not one person wants to kill everybody because they feel like they need vengeance. How do you think they were able to do what they were able to do? Because everybody was still at peace until destruction came. Then the disarray, old ones lost, and then they commenced to creating war by creating chaos. By coming in, hi, how you doing? Oh, she's so beautiful. Hi, and trinkets and shit and affections, and then making some new age babies besides rape. We know that happened with Palestinian women. They talk about, well, they're raping all Jewish women. They're eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, you retarded motherfuckers. Go back to 1948. Those boats out there talking about, help us, we need your help. Motherfucking frauds. And they were like this, yeah, come on in. And in those streets and those videos in 1920 and 30 and shit, you see nothing but dark motherfuckers walking around. A few light-skinned motherfuckers, but hey, we're here too. But you got these old goofy-ass Arab niggas. Yeah, don't marry a black man like we don't know who the fuck we is. We ain't black, you fucking monkey, you are. That's why I have more respect for the women, because the women seem to be more inclined to the truth than those goofy motherfuckers. We didn't want to make war. We got motherfuckers who in the military and they shooting and blowing them the fuck up. Yeah, they're going to fight back. And they know they ain't supposed to be over there. I've done talked to more people that have been over there, except for Special Force motherfuckers. They get all gung-ho and shit. Anyway, like I said, motherfuckers didn't want to be fighting nobody. All right? But they lied about our history in military and in war. Shit. We fucked so many people up because we knew who the fucking enemy was. They love fighting. Them old motherfucking real cherry, all them motherfuckers love whooping people's ass. But I told you who killed the War of 11. Nobody wanted to believe that. Well, there's some secrets coming out about that. You want to get some more niggas into the fight? Do you see what I'm talking about? You want to get some more brothers, into the fight? You murder a handful of them. But see, now we got people so divided because we got dumbass youth. We got dumbass old heads who just become enamored with ignorance. It's a spell on their ass because a lot of the youth who know them hate them. And then you have those of us who want to sit there and be quiet in silence. Listen to this. The etymological equivalent is in use in other languages. As far as like in Arabic, Yehudi, al-Yahud, and in Arabic, that's another form. Arabic, Jude, in German, Judeu, in Portuguese, Juif, or in French, Jod, in Danish and Norwegian, Judio, in Spanish, Jud, and Dutch, Zid, in Polish, that's why you see Zid on tanks, and y'all should know by now. Zod. Anyway, right? In French, in Polish, and etc. But God damn it, Red. I can't get this word out, y'all. The derivations, that's what happens when you study languages, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, of the word Hebrew are also used to describe a Jew. For example, in Italian, they're going to say Ebrio. That's why you got this Ebo, right? I'm not saying there aren't. In Persian, Ibriabani, okay? In Persian and in Russian, which is the same, Yevre, all right? In German word Jude and is pronounced Jude, okay? And the corresponding objective Judish and Jewish is the origin of the word Yiddish. Fucking Yiddish. They just made up a whole lot of bullshit. According, I'm not saying it's factual, the American Heritage Dictionary of the English Language, 4th edition, 2000. They have to keep rewriting shits to keep up with their fucking lies. It is widely recognized that the attributive use of the noun Jew in phrases such as Jew lawyer or Jew ethics is both vulgar and highly offensive. Why? It's the fucking truth. In such context, Jewish is the only acceptable possibility. Some people, however, have become so wary of this construction that they have extended the stigma to any use of Jew as a noun. Let me get into something. Prefix. Let me look at something. Shit. Can't make this shit up, people. Oh boy. Let's go back. Okay. Ish. Used to modify or moderate something previously stated or as a vague reply to a question. Somewhat in a way, not exactly. Somewhat in a way, not exactly. Jewish. Somewhat in a way, not exactly. It's a decent-ish place to work. Are you tired-ish? Yeah-ish. I'd like to get married-ish, near about approximately-ish. The lights went out at 11-ish. It'll be a 25-ish taxi ride. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Anyway, I'm gonna take it down, y'all. I gotta lay down for about a half hour at least. I love y'all, man. I can keep going on. I got about 10 tabs open with all kind of great. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna read. Don't worry, people. That's beloveds. You can still donate. Don't worry. Friday's coming up, people. I'm gonna share the amount. Like, what's the problem, man? Anyway, thank you. Thanks to those who have the notifications for the Cashapp also. If I see it, I'll share it in the AM. But I want to read more because I know a lot of you think you know a lot about everything. You know, we have mountain lions here, but what they don't ever talked about is the murder of the last 10 saber-toothed tigers and the original mountain lions that were bigger than the African lions, and they don't never want to share that. So we're going to get into some things. The panther and its real name, the Black Panther's real name is Truxer. Anyway, we'll get into all that because this is our narrative, and nobody can change it with all the nonsense they're doing. People, they can't change it. They've only hidden it for a moment so they can get to where they're at. Yet there were people saying things nobody wanted to hear because they were dumbass 3051C niggas out there spewing hate when hate is unrequired from us. Those people lack responsibility or morals, and their subjugation is to a perversion because we are more than some Hebrew language. We are more than some archaic ancestors of ours. We are the light. God damn it. And because the people's hearts are so dark, they can't even see the light because the darkness is permeating where the light's supposed to illuminate. Okay? Anybody who wants to bomb and sign missiles and this, that, and the other to lob into a place that is cornered off, they are a disease because who created Hamas? Who created ISIS? Who established to go over there and kill and fight the Iraqis when they did nothing to us? Who lied? Who brought down the towers? I don't care about fake ass fact checkers. They tried that on an old video, and I went and ran their ass all around the place. Some of you saw that. How dare they even try that bullshit? And I give them to the motherfucking spring. I want them to enjoy and believe that all hope is with them. Now, the enemy knows. They're like, oh, shit. I ain't telling the motherfucker to do it. I'm going to enjoy this life. We're going to keep pushing forward because they're stuck in ignorance. Now they probably got some little goofy motherfuckers that call themselves when they can walk and see, their diet's a little different, the blood's a little greener. But if it was, they would know the truth. It don't matter how they've been manipulated or whatever. And there's nothing these motherfuckers do. So they would just, you get what I'm saying? They would lights out. If you only knew what they were doing. If you were to change your diet. I'm not saying stop eating meat, but know this. Most of the meat right now is not good at all. Oh, I got some tomahawks in the freezer. I ain't gonna lie, man. And I'll probably give them to my neighbors, say hook them up, enjoy. Because that's what I do. Right now, I'm just so big on greens, and because they're not going to stop. And this is still a body, regardless of what it houses. It's still a body. And y'all's energy is as important as mine is to you. Energy, it is, I hate that term energy. But that hava, that light, who you are, that spark that gets the furnace roaring. It's not damaging. It's not to destroy the natural resources, the trees, the scorched the earth. Now you're capable of, and yeah, each one of you are capable of fucking beyond the scope of anything. Listen to me. Each one of you are capable of, and I mean on a level unfucking parallel. But don't you fucking go doing that, okay? You seen their little experiments with motherfuckers internally combustion with their little drugs and shit they were given to see if they can match what you're capable of. Don't even think about it, all right? And trust me with some things, okay? Don't take my word on everything. Believe it. Half of what you hear and nothing what you see, okay? Lean on your own understanding, but get real with your understanding. You've got to let go of everything around you, people, because if you don't, you'll be consumed by it. Okay? Let me shout you guys out and I'm get off here. I know I didn't shout y'all earlier. I was just like so pissed off. Like I said, I'm angry 24/7. I'm not kidding. I really am. I got you, Rondo, Alicia, and right, I got y'all. Lord, what's going on, beloved? I got the other beloveds, right? Six Boss, beloved. Devin Demora. Pete Feather Gang, I like that. What's going on, beloved? Marcus Williams, what's happening, beloved? T. Hines, Max V. Just got noticed. Halido, what's going on? Chukma, what's going on? Herzl was born in Budapest, Hungary. There you go. Thank you, beloved. Herb, what's going on, beloved? What's happening, man? Yeah, man. Max B, man. I like that, what you did. I was the only one that saw it. I had to share it. I was like, come on, where the people at? You know what I'm saying? Where two or more gather, I am there in the midst. Woo! That's it right there, man. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't want to go too heavy, Appreciate it. Hey, old grandma. Stop calling yourself old. We the youngest thing on earth. Grand elevations. We are the most beautiful thing on earth. Charles Johnson. Where's that? I don't see it. We got to properly educate the Germans. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, beloved. What's happening? Billy Bogworm. What's going on? Everybody here is beloveds and families, man. Everybody. Okay, your crayon color, your so-called fake ethnicities and fake races. It seems like everybody's in a race right now to stay alive. Like, maybe we're all part of that motherfucker. Heaven is a state of mind. Hell is what you go through. And you don't have to be in hell, nor put yourself in the perception of purgatory. 70 CV show The Prisoner, living on a secret island. That shit right there. Jonathan Whitefield, what's going on, Sinanelli? Snoo, what's up, baby? I figured you was rested, hon. I'm glad you made it in, mama. Hey, she was thankful that y'all sent some energy. She got some people that hit her up and everything. See, that's what I'm talking about. I need some of that energy. No, get that nap, baby. Get that nap. That's right. Smiling you all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabbers. Woo! I can't. My throat is not right. And I can sing. They don't create anything, but they steal everything. Who actually said that? What was the football player that said that? Not my Uncle John and not my other Uncle Lonnie. What was, because he's the Denver Broncos. Anyway, right? And John, he played with Kansas City Chiefs. He's hanging in there from what I heard. Hey, what's going on, beloved? Somebody made that statement though. Yeah, wasn't Muhammad Ali? I can't remember. To be like, make it make sense. We ain't got to make it make nothing. It needs to stay unsensible. That's okay, but I like that. I like that. Let your light shine among men. What was that song? What was that song, y'all? I don't want to get no copyright on this motherfucker. Hold on. I just hooked the charge up. Cause I know some of y'all like sound buffs and shit, like music. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Max, where y'all at? Oh, my thing. Where's my Oh, there it is. Let me see. I figure I'm on here and y'all making me feel a little better. Hold on. Was it Smokey Robinson? God damn it. Oh, man. Don't say Ralph Stanley. Okay. What was you feeling on 8? Okay. I can't remember that. Hold on. Oh, okay. They didn't sing it on Sesame Street, I don't think. Oh. I might have wrote it wrong. I can't remember. Let Your Light Shine Through or something like that. God dog it. Anybody know what I'm talking about? That was a song. Original Lone Wolf. What's up, beloved? Hard Sizzle. What's going on, beloved? OJ's. Was it OJ's? I put Otay. Ain't that about a bitch? I'm hit him like this. I'm hit him like that. I'm hit him like this. I'm hit him thinking about Little Rascal and shit. No, that's not it. God dog it. It might have been the OJ's too, bro. Let me see. I was gonna play a little part. That's Backstabbers. That's Backstabbers, not that one. No, there was a song. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna play a little tidbit on tomorrow. Unless y'all come up with it, I'll look and see. Somebody might have found it. But it's an old song we used to sing when we was youngins back in the '70s, grassroots and stuff. And it was about the light, and it always had us together. And it was a beautiful song. Did they sing in the church? We might have learned it there first, but mamas had them 33s and them 45 LPs and all that. So you know what I'm saying? Evelyn Smiley, smile in your face, smile in your face is by the OJs. It is Smile in Your Face. That's okay. Let me see. That's the Backstabber joint, right? No, it's about light. That's a bad jam, though. You know that. And Squall, if I remember right. Squall or something like that. I'm gonna find a song. I'm gonna take a little nap for about 30, 40 minutes, and I'm gonna look for it. I got the tune in my head. I just can't remember the damn. Let the light shine. And that might be it. It's been so long, man. Like 72, 73. Grassroots, y'all. We used to go to Grassroots. You know what I'm saying? Glenville Park. We had the house, foosball, all that out there, running, potato sack, run all that, learning how to make the weird, We had the green grassroots shirts, big afros and shades everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was slim, even grandmas only had one big mama. Everybody else was slim, you know, like it was different, you know what I mean? Like grassroots was it. Smiling faces. But it's a song about light, people. I keep saying light. Snooze on it too. Let the light shine. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna look at that. Yeah, Charlie. I'm gonna look at that too. I'm gonna pull them up, all right? And maybe I can go ahead with our CapCut and put something together. We'll see if I can download some of the stuff, all right? But anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time listening to this old folk right here. And yeah, some good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep addressing it. I don't really want to beat them up because the converts is not the problem. It's those who are in the positions with the poor ethics and what they're doing and how they've colluded to brainwash the people and actually have them believing that they're the Jews. Well, maybe they are. They're not us, the original. All right. And sometimes we have to say it loud as we can and let them know, Goyim, you're the Gentile motherfucker. We're the ones set apart. We're not African. We're not nothing. All of y'all are relations, but you're a perversion. You have broken the contract. You have broken a seal that didn't even exist. You have created a seal, and you have went out there lasciviously to create more harm and damage where order still exists and will never go away. What you're doing, you're awakening the real beast, the real giant. Make American Indians great again. You damn right. That's what they're doing. And I think they believe they're ready for the challenge. They can go build another 100 CERNs. They can dig down another 40 miles. They can hide wherever they want. They fuck the pooch. And all they do is stop. But see, like I said, if you've never been around those people who really believe they're powerful, and you got to remember, there are people behind it whose faces you can't see. Y'all haven't delved deep enough. And yet there are those around you watching because it's just the time. You'll know when, you'll know what. And those individuals, they won't be able to stop. Those of you who, well, they're out there. And I keep telling you, you need to learn to ascend. Because some of you will never be ready. So you need to learn, you need to be the opposite. You need to practice ascension. You must be comfortable in letting go. You must know. Fuck a belief. You must know. You hear me? When you start knowing, it all changes. Walk on by. See y'all in the AM.